Okay, guys, let's start. In last class, we have been talking about EC2 instances. Right now, I have an instance, but I don't have key pair for this instance to connect with. So let me launch one more instance. And any doubts in this launching instance? Configure instance detail, we can keep it as is, except here you have to enable auto assign public IP, add storage, tags, we can skip it, security group. We'll go with this, which has HTTP and SSH, right? And then review and launch instance. Let me check the key pair which I have downloaded. It's EC2 security key. This one. And launch instance. So up to this we have discussed in our yesterday's class. You can give a name to it. And we also talked about security groups. You can find your security group over here, and to find out which security group your instance is using, you can find that under security tab. Security groups, you can edit inbound rules. No need of uh, editing this outbound rules, because all the traffic by default is allowed to go outside from your EC2. Coming to inbound rules, you can add rules, and that's why the security group is called as network firewall. And we talked about this. Today we will see how to connect with this Linux instance. And Windows users, if you want to connect through SSH to your Linux environment, we also have an option of connecting through browser. Let us go back to EC2 and check. Yes, it is in running status. Connect. EC2 instance connect. This is browser client. This browser client is already pre-installed in few Linux AMIs, not all Linux AMIs. For those Linux AMIs, we have this option of connecting through browser. If you take other Linux distributions, lot of them are there. I'll go to AMI launch instance page only. For this Linux 2 AMI, this browser client is already there in this operating system, so we can directly connect through browser. But you take Red Hat and other Linux distributions, you see Linux Enterprise Server, these things, you don't get that. You have to use SSH only. So let's see how to SSH, or using a SSH client, how you can connect to your Linux operating system. For this, you need software called PuTTY. You need to download this and install it. So everyone ready with this? In last class, I asked you guys to download this PuTTY. Have you guys done that? Yes. Okay. And installed it, right? And go to your PuTTY And if your instance is in stop state, start it. Go to instance state and start your instance. Start your instance. And then after that, go to your putty.
Good morning, ma'am. Imran this side. Can you
Yeah.
please can we start one more time like EC2? I want to create EC2 because I don't have a recorded video, so it's better. Can you make it one more time for us? Like I will also,
Okay, just now we have done it, no problem.
please. Sorry.
Launch instance, yeah, no problem. See, first you have to go with this first option in the first step, choosing AMI.
1 minute, ma'am. Sorry.
Yes.
Uh, right now, okay. EC2.
Go to your EC2 services, EC2.
It's asking me to log in. Once.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. EC2 then.
Select this first one, Amazon Linux 2 AMI.
I cannot find this. Once I open in services, I have been to this
EC2, and there in EC2 dashboard, you will find that launch instance. Click on launch instance.
launch resources. We have resources. Okay, launch template. We have.
Here, launch instance. If you go to EC2 dashboard, here launch instance, the orange color tab,
Okay, ma'am, okay. Yeah, there. Showing.
launch instance.
Ma'am,
Yes.
without installing, without creating our ID, we can't go this way.
No, no, you need AWS account.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
ma'am. Done it. I got it. After that, this Amazon.
Yeah,
Linux.
Amazon, the first one.
Okay, done. And I
And
got
go
this.
up to 5 steps. You can go with default options only. Next, configure instance details.
Okay.
Keep it as
Here,
default.
here we don't need to do anything.
No, you can enable if you are using your VPC default. Subnet default setting will be enable only. You can choose enable or you can leave it as is also for now.
Okay, I will leave. I will leave like this. Add
Yes.
storage then.
Add storage, and here also we will go with default root volume.
Okay.
Add tags. You can add a tags which should have a key and value, like a role of your EC2 instance, any extra data related to your EC2 instance, or you can skip it.
Is it okay if I skip it?
Yes, it's okay. You can skip that.
Fine, I had done that.
And here add HTTP rule.
HTTP.
HTTP rule. And others who have not done also, if you don't have your EC2 ready, you can create your EC2 first. Up to 5 steps, you can keep things as default. At sixth step, configure security group. In that step, add HTTP rule
Okay, done, ma'am. And
and then
launch.
review and launch. And while launching your EC2 instance, you have
Hmm.
to create a key pair. Key pair is nothing but you have to just give a name, download the key pair.
Okay,
Let's say review
launched.
and launch. Launch.
Launch.
Yes.
Launch.
Uh,
Then he's
create.
asking choose an existing key pair. No
Uh,
key pair found.
yes, because you are new, you don't
Create a
have.
new pair.
Yeah,
Create a new
create a
pair.
new key pair and give a name to your key pair.
Anything?
Anything.
First. Okay, download.
Download that key pair and launch instance.
Launch instance. Yes. Yeah, done it. Successfully done.
Okay. And others, guys, do you have your instances ready?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, welcome. Yes, okay. Lakshmi S, Ravni S. Others? Sita S. Okay then. Now how to connect with this instance using SSH. And here on left pane, you have instances. If you go to your instances, this is your console where you can see your instances. I
Have to
have
go back
to
to the same place, or like
go
after
back to
doing.
same EC2,
Okay.
same EC2 console.
Okay.
There, go to
Instances new.
instances. You can see your instances
Yeah.
either
It's
in
running now. It's running now.
running. Yes. Now we need to connect to this instance. We
Mm-hmm.
have two options. EC2 instance connect, which is browser based connect. Using your browser, you can connect. This
Yes.
operating system AMI which we have chosen has browser client installed in it. So we can connect, but a few operating systems, that is AMIs, don't have this. So it's for that you have to use SSH only. So
Mm-hmm.
let's also discuss SSH. SSH is a protocol as we already discussed. It is a protocol used to virtually access, especially Linux instances. And to use this SSH and connect to your EC2 instance, Windows users need this software called PuTTY. Mac users can use their terminal. No need to download and install anything for Mac users. Windows users, they need this PuTTY. You should download and install it. Go to your PuTTY, guys. Yes. And it's asking for host name or IP address. Come back to your EC2 dashboard. Everyone has ready with PuTTY, right? Okay. And guys, if you are not doing, you can listen. If you don't have a recording yet, you can take screenshots and do it later. Open PuTTY. Host name or IP address, go to your EC2 dashboard, and there you can see both IP address. Here is your public DNS. Connect your instance using its public DNS. Using this, you can connect. This is the host name. You can also use IP address. In this tab, EC2 Instance Connect tab, you can find public IP address. You can use IP or SSH. Installing PuTTY, right, Kiran? 64-bit. I think 64-bit. It depends upon your laptop, whether your laptop is 64-bit one or 32-bit one. Not ARM. 64-bit. Don't go with ARM. 64-bit X into 86 is there. No, you should go with that option. And okay, copy the IP address. You can yes, either you can use IP address or you can use this public DNS name. Copy this. I think Kiran, you are installing PuTTY, right? Do we need to wait, Kiran? Carry on. Okay, thank you. Yes, copy the DNS or IP address. Come back to your PuTTY and paste it here. And now you have to go to this SSH, and there is a plus icon over your SSH. Adjacent to your SSH, you can see that plus icon. Click on that. You will see auth. So this time you have to go to auth, but don't click on plus directly. Click on the word auth. Here you have to enter private key file for authentication. After opening your PuTTY, first thing what you have to do, you have to copy this DNS name or IP address here, host name or IP address. You have to copy from your EC2 console, paste it here. Second thing is you have to go to SSH, but not open SSH, expand your SSH option, and then go to auth. And here you have to give your key file. So up to this part clear, everyone? Going to this auth section. And here you should submit the file which you have downloaded, key pair. While launching the instance, we have downloaded .pem file, and that is a private key file. But here we have a issue. This PuTTY will not accept .pem files, and AW has given us .pem file. It uses .ppk file. It wants .ppk file. It only supports .ppk format. PPK stands for private key. That is .ppk has to be there. And with this PuTTY only, we will also get one more thing called as PuTTY gen, meaning PuTTY key generator. For these kind of files, to convert them into .ppk, yes, so we have to make it as ppk. We have to make it, convert it into ppk, and then we have to upload it here. For that, again go to your start menu and type in as PuTTY. You'll find something called as PuTTY gen. This PuTTY gen is PuTTY key generator. When you install PuTTY, it comes along with your PuTTY. So go to your PuTTY gen, open that PuTTY gen. So guys, if you're not doing, please take screenshots. So this is your public DNS which you need to copy. And then this is your PuTTY where you have already entered your host name. You have entered your host name. And then you have expanded SSH option and came to this auth option. And now you have opened putty key generator, which is called as puttygen. And this generates the key or converts the key. Click on load. And in your downloads, you'll not find this. Why? Because here the filter, if you see, is for .ppk. Go and select all files. So this step also, people who are not doing, please take screenshot. So you have to choose all files, otherwise you will not find your .pem. Let me bring it here so that everything will be on the screen. Close this and load. You have to choose all files. You can find that. Okay. So if you are not able to find, that means look over here. It may be filtered to .ppk. You have to choose all files. So you can take screenshot of this. Okay then. Uh, all files. Now I'll go to downloads. I can see EC2 security key, which is a PEM file. Open. Okay. And don't click on generate. So this part is a bit confusing. Usually what people do, they will click on generate after loading. Why? And it generates a new key, and we don't want that. Don't click on generate. Save private key. Click on save private key. So don't click on generate. After loading, you have to say click on save private key.
What happens if we generate?
Generate option
It
is
will
for, yes, you can
create
use it
new.
if you don't have a key. If you want to generate a new key
Mm-hmm.
pair,
Mm-hmm.
in such scenarios you'll use. Here we are connecting with AWS virtual machine. It has provided us a key pair. Suppose your friend is using a Linux laptop and you want to virtually connect to your friend's laptop, and instead of just giving a password, you can, your friend can create some key pair using this Puttygen and share it with you to
Mm-hmm.
generate
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
keys.
yeah. Got it, got it, got
Yeah.
it. Yes, ma'am.
And save private key. And it will ask protect with passphrase. We don't want that. Click on no. Passphrase means again any password for that key. We
Okay.
don't want too many passwords, so just say no.
Right.
And your conversion is done. Where you can see is, again go to your downloads. That is the location where your PEM file is there. Go to that location, which is downloads. Not it there. Save private key. No. And I'll close this. Guys, did you got uh, with .ppk extension? No. Okay. Let us go to partition once again. Load. This one. Save private key or generate is not the option. Let me check. Generate and save private key. Okay, sorry. Here is the issue. You should not click on generate. I didn't read this dialog box. Are you sure you want to save this key without a passphrase? I thought it's asking you to give a passphrase. So you have to say yes. Yes, we don't want a passphrase. Yes. Now don't go to generate. Let me come back. Do it once again.
Ma'am, you didn't put your IP address. Is it fine?
Yeah. After we are converting using partition. While connecting, you can put the host address. So this is another window. It's just for key generation. Okay, and here load.
After loading, he's asking like, "Are you sure you want to save this key without a phrase to protect it?"
Yes, you have to click on yes.
Okay, I'm clicking on yes then.
Yes.
So yeah, he's asking for the location
Okay.
there.
Now save private key. Now it asks you to save this without passphrase. Yes, we don't want passphrase. So yes.
Mhm.
Give a name. I'll give the same name. It's better to give the same name. EC2 security key. Give the same name. And don't give that .pem. Name has to be the same. You can use any other name also, fine. But it's better to go with the name which you have registered on AWS.
He's asking for override existing file. AWS PPK no,
No, don't overwrite existing file.
but I didn't get it.
Just save.
Or else, I'll do some other name.
Yeah, you
AWS.
can give other name. No issues. You can change the name also.
Yeah, now I got it.
Okay. Guys, clear these steps? Let me repeat partition step one more time. Shravani, yes. Others? You have to load and save private key. Load what? Load .pem file. All files. Load your .pem file. Save private key. And here you have to click on yes. And give a name to your private key.
But as you said, for Mac users, you don't need to. So if you're doing, then is it okay? Is it fine or like?
For Mac users, they can use their terminal directly. They already have this SSH. What is this PuTTY is? PuTTY is a SSH client. And these Linux operating systems will have SSH servers, and you can, as a SSH client, you can connect to SSH server. And this Mac OS already has SSH client installed in its OS. So you
Okay.
no need to use that PuTTY. In Windows, you don't have that. That's why you need this PuTTY.
No, if
Like
you're using it, if you're using again, as you said, it's already there in Mac. So again, you're using. So it's okay, or like it's fine, or now you're doing it, right?
Yes. So I am talking about this putty software is not, this installation is not required in Mac.
Yeah, okay, okay.
And procedure to connect with EC2 instances in Mac is also a bit different. We will also talk about that. So this is for Windows. For Windows, you need this SSH client called
Yeah,
putty.
yeah, yeah. I got it.
Okay. And host name or IP address. Let me go to my EC2 console. Copy this. And you have to expand SSH. Go to auth and now upload that .ppk file which we have converted just now. Browse this one and open. And let me know if you're done with this step. You
Yeah,
have to,
after opening, I'm getting this one more putty security alert.
okay, what it's saying.
It's saying like the server host key is not it's not cached in the registry. You have to guarantee can accept, connect once or cancel. He's asking for like acceptance. Or
Accept and connect once.
I mean, it's like the two options: either accept or connect once. If you
Mm,
cancel to abandon the connection, then
say go with connect once.
okay, done it. Yeah, login now. He's asking login as.
Yeah, login as EC2-user. That is your username. EC2-user.
Hmm?
Done everyone, right? So let us open, say putty security alert, right? You might getting this, just say yes.
No, I didn't get this part. I got the other one. So
Different message.
yeah,
Okay. Now log in as EC2-user. This is your username.
yeah. My username is, I think I put it some other username.
EC2-user, that is the default username.
Okay, default user. Okay.
Like in Windows, we have administrator as a
Yeah,
default
yeah, yeah.
username. Here, EC2-user.
Okay, EC2 have one user. Enter.
Yes, and you'll get this.
Yeah, I got that.
Now you are connected to your EC2 instance,
Mm-hmm.
and this is your private IP 172.31.45.193.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
not your public IP, this is your
Personal.
instance's private IP.
Okay.
You have to get this, guys.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, and others. Shravani got it. Ipsita got it. Okay, then. And how to Lakshmi says, I'm also getting the same message. Which option I want to select? Accept option. You can say connect once. You can choose connect once, or accept is also fine. And this is your terminal, and in Linux we use terminal, and for this Linux version, Amazon Linux AMI 2, it don't have GUI, graphical user interface. In our Windows operating system we have that GUI. We can see icons on our dashboards, we can move them. That graphical representation of things is there in our Windows operating system, and here you will get access to only terminal, that we say command line interface. You will get that command line interface access and few Linux commands to know your current working directory. PWD means your present working directory. And to get comfortable with this EC2, let us talk about Linux a bit, introduction to Linux file system first. If you compare this Linux file system with Windows file system, Linux is different. It don't have that partition system. If you boot up Windows OS, then first thing you'll get is it will ask you to part how many partitions you want, C, D, E, F. There is no partition system here. Everything is a file system here, and all the directories uh, are kept under one folder called as root or parent directory, and it is denoted as /. And if you have GUI, we can easily open a folder, switch between the paths. If I want to go to downloads, I'll click on download folder, documents folder, or any other folder. I can easily navigate. And if you want to navigate between these paths or folders, cd is the command used, and you might be familiar with this cd. Let us go to parent directory, cd /, and this parent directory has all the subdirectories like this. Let me go. This is Unix or Linux file system. This is called as root directory, which is a parent directory, and we have two roots. This is one root directory, and again in this subdirectories also we will have one root. So all these are kept under this one uh, root directory or parent directory. Bin, dev, etc. Bin is for essential programs, dev is for device files. In Windows we call them as drivers. Suppose if you interface any audio device, is the it's not coming, output is not coming, sound is not coming, you'll say there is a driver problem, install necessary drivers. In Windows we call such files as drivers. Input output device files are called as drivers in Windows. In Unix or Linux file system they are called as dev files, device files, which are kept under dev folder. Admin files and programs, etc. This USR folder, you need to know about this. Why? Because this is like your program files folder in Windows. If I install anything, just now I have installed Putty, where it will go? When you download, it will be in downloads. After installation, it will be in your C drive, right? This PC. And everything will be kept under either here, program files, or this one, program files. I'll have all my installations here. Putty is there. After installing, I got Putty folder. In Linux OS, USR is like that. USR is like your program files folder. If you install anything on your Linux OS, USR will have those things. And again, it has lib, temp, local as subfolders. This is your recycle bin for Linux /temp, and /public for all users, and this some /user files. You can create users in your Linux file system like this. Again, they are also folders. And coming to access to this Linux file system or Linux OS, one is regular access and another one is root access. PPT, I think it will be in LMS. So if you want this, you can take a screenshot, this particular image. So remaining all PPTs have more or less same information from AWS Docs. So I will share that AWS Docs with you. You can go through them. Okay. Yes, and that's a brief introduction to its file system. And now we need to know about. So Kiran, assignment, I'll let you know. After discussing about the services in class, I will also talk about assignment, which assignment to start. Going to our Linux, which is this one. See, I'm going to cd space slash. That means I'm going to here to this folder. Seems like the session is over. You go and copy this DNS name. Auth ec2 hyphen user. Yes. Right, let us go to root directory or parent directory, cd, and it is denoted with /. So I am here at that root directory, pwd, present working directory, which is here /, and then ls, list out contents within that path. My path is this one, and contents has to be these folders. See, bin, dev, home. There are some extra folders. Home is regular user directory, and you have lib64, media. All these are by default comes with your operating system. This is Linux file system. We have gone to that parent directory. You can see all these things. This is our Linux file system. And in this file system, you have to know about two things. One is home and another one is root. Home is for regular users. In Windows also we have users. Sometimes you come across this, it will ask you login as guest or login as administrator. If you try to change something, it will pop up this message. You don't have permission, login as administrator. Something like that. Here in Linux also, two kinds of access to the operating system. One is regular access. Regular access have permission to read files, to move files, to copy files, all these permissions is assigned to regular user. When you log into your terminal or command line interface, you will be logged in as regular user, and that regular user name is ec2-user. This is your regular username, and this regular username related files, documents, etc. are kept under home. So let us go to home directory, ls, see, ec2-user, which is your username. You are a regular user, and if you want to install anything, edit any document, especially system specific documents, system specific files, installations. Installations means you are making changes to the Linux system. Then you cannot do them as a root user. You have to log in as a sorry, you cannot do them as a regular user. You have to log in as a root user. It's like a administrator. You will have all the permissions. You can delete anything, you can edit system specific files, you can do installations, all those things you can do only as a root user, not as a regular user. And to log in as a root user, you have to say sudo su hyphen. This is one command, or you can say sudo hyphen I. You can use any one of this. Sudo sudo, right? And I'll say pwd again. Present working directory is root now, and I have logged in as a root user. So this is about Linux file system. Sometimes if you are doing correct things, also following giving right commands also, you might get errors because of these paths. So it's better to understand its file system. Suppose you are trying to open some file as a root user, and you are getting file not found error. Why? Because that file may be in some other directory. Say for example, it is in home, but you are trying to open it from root. This is like you are trying to look for that file in an entirely different folder. So to always check your path, pwd is the command. We already typed that one, and our present path is /root. If you want to open some file which is in home, then you have to go to home first. Or suppose ec2 hyphen user is there, I have to go to ec2 hyphen user, home slash ec2 hyphen user. See, why? Because I'm at root path, and within the root I don't have a subdirectory called as home. So if I want to go to this path, always I should go back, that is to my parent directory, this path. Either you can say cd space slash or cd space dot dot. You'll go one step backward. That means your root or parent path. Then I'll say cd home ec2 user. Okay, clear guys? And we will talk about Linux basic commands in tomorrow's session. For now, we will terminate this, stop our instance, and we will see how to connect to Windows instance. Now you are already familiar with how to create EC2 instance and how to connect with it. So you need not do it now. You can do it afterwards, creating a Windows instance and connecting to it. say close this. Okay, and stop your instance. Stop your instance, and now let us go back to EC2 dashboard, or you can launch your instance from here itself. And in EC2 dashboard also you have option launch instance. Now I am going to launch Windows Server or Windows instance. This one. This is free tier eligible. And next, configure instance details. Same, I'll go with same. Next, add storage. Here you have to look into. Here root volume size is 30 GB and your maximum limit is 30 GB. That doesn't mean that you should not have your Windows instance. Yes, you can launch your Windows instance. AWS will not charge anything for that. Can you please repeat? Yes. Now you have to close your terminal, putty, and stop your Linux instance. We are going to create Windows instance now. You can listen and do it later because you already know easy to launch everything now. Go to instances, launch instance, and this one which is free tier eligible. Of all these windows, you have these two free tier eligible. You can go to any one of this. Let us go to this only, Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base, this one. Select this one. And up to step 5 we know everything is a default. We will go with default. Next, configure instance details, add storage. Here you have to observe the root volume size is 30 GB. That means you are already having one 8 GB and you are creating a 30 GB EBS again. And your maximum limit is 30 GB. But you need not worry. Any extra charges will not be there if you use your Windows instance and immediately delete it. If you keep your Windows instance in stop state and having your Linux instance also in stop state, maybe for a week or so, then for that extra 8 GB, because you have already exceeded, you are up to your limit, not exceeded. 30 GB is the limit, and you are creating a root volume of 30 GB. Now for that extra 8 GB, you may receive bill. You might be charged for that
Is
extra 8 GB.
is it okay if we change from like 30 to 22?
No, you cannot decrease the root volume. You can increase the volume, but you cannot decrease it. This
Okay,
has to
please.
be the size.
Then before closing the session, we have to delete this part then.
Yes, we have to delete this. When you create a Windows instance, always delete it. After doing your lab, delete it.
Okay.
30 GB. And next, add tags. You can skip this. Security group. Security group is also same. Adding HTTP rule. And if you observe one more thing here SSH is not there. It is RDP. And port range is 3389. What this means is, this is Windows. This is not Linux instance. SSH is to virtually access Linux instances. RDP is to virtually access Windows instances. And RDP stands for Remote Desktop Protocol. And that protocol itself is explanatory. Remote Desktop Protocol. To remotely access other desktop, you need this protocol, and that's why it's there. And you can add HTTP rule. Since we are saying it as a server, we are adding HTTP rule. And next, review and launch. You can relate everything with your previous instance, right? Only thing is you cannot have your Windows instances in stop state. You have to terminate it after use. And add HTTP rule. And review and launch, you can use same key pair. Now you can go to choose existing key pair. You'll have that previously created one. In my case, it's EC2 security key. You can use the same key pair. Yes, you can use one key pair for many instances. And launch instance. So any doubts in this, guys? You have two free tier eligible Windows versions. You can go with any one of it. Rest of the steps are same like creating your EC2 Linux instance and launch instance. Let us go back to EC2. This is my Windows instance. Or say EC2. Save. Yeah, Imran, it's running now. Now the connecting procedure is different here. Click on connect. We are not able to connect your instance. It may take some time, around 3 to 4 minutes. Sometimes you can instantly connect. Sometimes it says that it takes around 4 minutes, not more than that. So this is some general reasons it's saying. So you have to connect through RDP. For Windows instances, there is no connection option via browser. So browser client, remote browser client, that is not there in Windows. You have to only connect through RDP, remote desktop protocol. MSoft is necessary, or we go for Linux only? It's up to you. We are talking both. So most of the things we do in Linux only. While doing hands-on, we will do with Linux instances only. If you want, we can talk a Windows version also. Why Linux? Because you can create multiple instances. Okay. So if Microsoft is necessary means, suppose if your client is particular of having only Microsoft servers, or your organization is using Microsoft server, then you need to launch Microsoft EC2 instances, which are going to be your virtual servers. Otherwise, if they are okay with any server, then you can launch a Linux server. And to connect with this, you need password. Get password. Okay, guys, you have to click on get password. And the connection procedure for this Windows is different. You have to click on get password and submit that .pem file, not .ppk file. You have to submit your key pair in .pem format only. Browse, downloads, this one. See, you can take a screenshot of this.
Am I already converted? Then again, how can I mean, is it okay if I can copy and again make it to PP?
And you have not replaced it, right? You said you will give some other name.
Yeah, but when I browse it, I'm unable to get, I'm not getting it. Just give me a minute. Yeah, PEM file, it's not getting PEM file.
Here, go to PEM files or all files.
Yeah, actually, I changed this PEM file to PPK file.
Okay.
So is it okay? I copy and again I can make it to both at the same time?
No, I think if it is in .ppk format, try to submit the .ppk or try to change the extension to .pem.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, now I mean all files I got it. So
Okay.
can I submit the same one?
Yes,
Like,
submit the same one.
okay, I'm submitting. Yeah.
Yes. And now submit this. Decrypt password. This is your password. Now,
And
how to connect? You can download this remote desktop file.
then we have to download that part. Huh?
Yes. After getting your password, download remote desktop file
Yeah. Do it. Done. Have to install.
and open it. It will ask username or password. Say connect,
Connect. Yeah,
copy the
password.
password. Yes.
Password.
This
Password
is the
which
password. This one is password. Copy and paste your password.
remember me is okay or no?
Remember me means it will remember the host name. Password will change every time.
Every
Every time
time.
you have to submit that PEM.
Mhm.
If you stop and again start your instance, the same instance, again you have to submit PEM file, you will get a new password.
Okay. Good.
So remember me means it will save this host name. Yeah, you can go with remember me.
Good.
Okay. Do you want to connect? Say yes.
We had connected.
Yes. This is our Windows EC2. This is one way. Let me close this. This is one way of connecting by downloading RDP file, that is desktop file. You download and it will ask the password, give the password, you'll get connected. And another one is using RDP window. And where you'll find this RDP window, it's already there in your operating system for Windows users. If you are a Mac user, then you have to download it. You have to go to your run and type as MSTSC.
And the one which we have opened, should we close that remote desktop file
Yes,
or
close it. We are discussing the other way of connecting it. You
okay,
can
fine.
download and connect to it. That is simple way.
Mhm.
The other way is you can use your RDP window which you have in your.
Yes.
You have to go to
Yes.
run, type in MSTSC. People who are not doing can take screenshot of it. And OK. This will open
Mhm. Yeah.
for remote desktop connection. You have to give a computer
Computer name, yeah.
this DNS name. Copy the public DNS and paste it here. Connect, password. Copy password.
For me, I got connected. Then after that, asking me for yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, click on S.
Yeah, again we got connected.
Yes.
That's it.
Any doubts, guys? Some of you have not done in class, no problem. Please do it today and let me know tomorrow. If you have any doubts, facing any issues, we will discuss tomorrow. And any Mac users there? Okay. Okay then, guys. See you tomorrow. Take care and bye bye.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye everyone.